In the beginning, I got my ass kicked all the time. I was just 14 and hundreds of people passed through me. I don't remember their names or faces, but they remember me. We organized lots of tryout fights every weekend. Then Jean-Claude Van Damme made movies about it. And the best fucking surprise came the morning after a big drinking night. I put all my energy into trying to bring the scene back to life. Cops were cracking down and that there weren't enough people anymore. After the war in Ukraine began, Russian fans turned into system dogs. I'm a free man. I'm not gonna dance to the system's tune, and right now, Russian hooligan culture is completely dead.
Hi, my name is Ivan. In the world of hooligans, I'm known as Nat. I'm the last Russian hooligan. I'm not a journalist or a blogger, and now you will hear my story. So then you know who is in front of you. I'm the last Russian hooligan. The Spartak
I started supporting Spartak when I was a kid. My parents bought me a Tirov jersey. Then came the hooligan scene, but I didn't come into it from the stadium like most guys. I came straight from the yard, and that's important to point out. In the beginning, I got my ass kicked all the time. I was just 14 and small. After a few of those failed fights, I realized I had to get serious, start training and build muscles. I signed up for the gym. Weights and boxing became my best friends back then. After that, I went to college. Me and the boys started our own firm, White Position. Few years apart, we got into dozens of fights and quickly became one of the most promising youth crews supporting Spartak. Lots of big-name firms wanted to bring us under their wing, but nothing really worked out. Then we crossed paths with the guys from Advance Guard. I met Sergei Kashkovsky. We linked up. Their guys came to a few of our forest fights to check us out. We talked, got to know each other. They shared their story, who they are. These guys were different. No lies, no politics, no football hooligans drama. They didn't care about all the bullshit, only about the hooliganism and the violence came with it. We joined Advance Guard as youth squad. In Advance Guard, they saw more than just a fighter in me, they saw a leader and a strategist. I started doing recruitment. I was looking for new fighters, bringing in athletes from gyms. organizing group training, and taking them out to forest fights. I tested them and took them to the woods on weekends, watched how they fought and how they handled pressure. If someone gave up, they were told to fuck off right away. If someone passed test, they stayed and got hardened in brutal fights. Out of 100 guys, maybe 2 could make it. Hundreds of people passed through me. I don't remember their names or faces, but they remember me. Back then there was a big wave of new people getting into hooliganism. We organized lots of tryout fights every weekend. We were constantly testing new prospects and being all-time training. It was a rough time, the golden era of Russian hooligan culture. We were gaining speed, rising to the top. The fights got more serious. More and more professional athletes started showing up in forest fights. In one of the fights, I broke my spine.
But I didn't quit or give up. I kept fighting. That's when I got accepted into Advanced Guard's main squad. It was a different level, like winning an Olympic medal in sport. Being part of the main legendary football firm gave you serious respect and abilities in the stadium and beyond.
Then came my 1-year mandatory service in the Russian army. If it wasn't for sports, I would have gone insane in that year. We were doing total bullshit, cutting and painting grass, walking guard duty, barely sleeping. But the food was great. I bulked up, gained solid strength, and even competed in tournaments. In my unit, I won the Army hand-to-hand combat competition. At the external tournaments, I lost because we were fighting against officers and athletes who had nothing to do with Army life. They were just paid fighters representing Army units. In the hooligan slang, we call fighters like them signed sportiks. They're everywhere. Watch out. Our army boredom ended when the Ukrainian Revolution started and Euromaidan happened.
Нормально кидає.
At first, we were told all conscript soldiers would be sent to Donbass. They started rushing our training and taking us to shooting ranges every day, finally teaching us military science that we hadn't have the whole time before. But later, they decided only contract soldiers would be deployed.
In world news, new fears today that taking Crimea away from Ukraine was just the start as Russia beefs up on the border. CNN has learned that U.S. intelligence is upping the chances that Russia will invade eastern Ukraine. Now that Vladimir Putin has about 40,000 troops and hardware on the border, doubling the troop presence just in the past week. The U.S. says that's way more than you need to test your military's readiness, as Russia's claims that it's been doing. One official
Вношу
said
федеральное собрание и прошу рассмотреть конституционный закон о принятии в состав России двух новых субъектов Федерации – Республики Крым и города Севастополь.
So we stayed at army base back to wasting time. As we joke, we carry wheels and roll boxes. I had joined the army on my own decision because I wanted action and discipline. That's what I liked then, but I didn't find all there. After I came back from the army, I went back to recruiting fighters, running group training, building teams. Then a really interesting fight came up where I wanted to test my tactics skills. By that time, everyone in the Spartak hooligans knew me. I had the respect, and now I had the chance to show I could lead not just with my fists but with my brain. We had a big high-stakes fight against a Polish crew. We won fast and clean, all thanks to my tactics and experience. I made the plan the day before. Two lines. Wrestlers in the front, strikers in the back. We hit those Polish giants at full speed like a knife through butter. Fight lasted under a minute and ended up with total win by us. That was the peak of Russian hooliganism. After I got disappointed with the Russian army, I heard about the legendary unit, the French Foreign Legion. And of course, like any guy with a taste for adventure, I wanted in. I wanted to be part of it and build my life around it. There were legends about the Legion, even Jean-Claude Van Damme made movies about it.
Les légionnaires ne connaissent pas le sentiment de peur. Les parachutistes du deuxième rep en sont les exemples mêmes.
Я думаю, что французский
I don't think the Legion needs much of any introduction. It's a unique special combat unit well known for battle glory and iron discipline. That's where I understood what true strength is. It's not about how big your biceps are or how good you are at MMA or boxing. Like they say in the Legion,
tout de la tête.
it's all in the head.
В легионе служит
There are 153 nationalities in the Legion. There is no religion, no race, no culture. Everyone is equal.
Legio Patria Nostra.
Discipline and real combat missions forged me completely. Once you've been in the Legion, you never come back the same. The Legion has its own traditions. Most of them connected to alcohol. For me, a guy who doesn't drink, it was tough to fit in. And the best fucking surprise came the morning after a big drinking night when the captain commander of our unit would come out and say, "Today we run about 15 or 20 kilometers, that was freaking fun." Once you step into the Legion, you'll never be the same. Like they say, a Legionnaire once, a Legionnaire forever.
По возвращению из легиона я увидел.
When I came back from the Legion, I saw how bad things had gotten in Russian hooligan culture, and it hit me hard. I put all my energy into trying to bring the scene back to life.
Около футбольной сцены.
We are gonna set tonight a light when we come into your town tonight. We are going to destroy your town tonight.
Большинство фирм
Most of the top firms at the time were whining online, saying hooligan culture was dead, that cops were cracking down, and that there weren't enough people anymore. But people are the fuel for hooliganism, just like gasoline for a car. If you don't fill it up, it stops running anytime. Same here. People get older, they leave, and you constantly need young blood to keep it going.
На улицах
We fought on the streets and in the woods for free, out of passion, because it was our lifestyle. Then MMA came along, and we started getting paid for fights. That was a different path. In street fights, it's normal to get jumped by 2 or 3 guys. In sports, it's 1-to-1 with a referee. It felt easier and less dangerous, at least back then.
в нашей банде все занимались спортом, потому что
Everyone in our hooligan crew did sports, because anything could happen. One phone call and we're heading out to hit the CSK or Lokomotiv hooligan supporting teams, no matters who and when. That's why you always had to stay in shape, always ready to go. I kept myself in top form. I trained others. I was an example, a leader. People followed me and listened to, so I had to live up to that. Alcohol was strictly banned. Drugs, totally off limits, no exceptions. All our recent fights were won thanks to tactics, not just brutal force.
когда мы дрались в Швеции,
Like the fight in Sweden against AIK. Our group had Swedes, Poles, Russians, and everyone spoke different languages. So I came up with the idea to use a whistle to organize the attack. First whistle, we start walking. Second, we pick up speed. Third, full speed charge and hit the target, our opponents.
Не-не-не, рано!
That was the easiest fight we ever had. It was over in 10 seconds. Fights were rare at that time and I had a training camp going on, but I still traveled for the important ones. Injuries didn't bother me. Hooliganism always came first.
приближался чемпионат мира в 2018
Then came
году.
the 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia, and the cops started tightening the screws. Our guys started getting raided. Police began threatening people to stop being involved in hooligan stuff. What happened in Ukraine and the whole Euromaidan thing, it had an effect. The police understood that football fans were a serious force and they had to control them. That's when everything started to fade out hard. After the war in Ukraine began, Russian fans turned into system dogs.
Russia attacked Ukraine from 10 different directions. Believed a full-scale offense of one civilized country onto another is possible. It seemed impossible to stop the Russian invasion.
Мною принято решение о проведении специальной военной операции.
Они начали сотрудничать с властью.
They started cooperating with the government, even writing snitch reports, including on me. Some of the guys who used to call me their brother in battle wrote a snitch report against me. I had to leave my country and my homeland, Russia, because I'm a free man. I'm not gonna dance to the system's tune and ask the cops for permission to go to a football match. If I wanna go to the stands at stadium, I go. If I wanna light a pyro, I do. Right now, Russian hooligan culture is completely dead. The so-called leaders are working with the police, and I don't think it will ever come back. The hooligans killed it with their own hands by cooperating with the system. And the funniest part, the same people who used to organize boycotts against fan ID now lobby for fans to return to the stands for money.
Ты хотела, чтобы я всех друзей сдавал, чтобы против людей за твои деньги воевал, чтоб я не замечал, чтобы молчал. Эй, власть, ты хотела, чтоб русские головы.
Сегодня
Today, I'm not belonging to hooligans anymore, but I still have the most important thing, and it's my reputation, and that opens doors for me of hooliganism and ultras all over the world.
каждый новый выпуск
A new episode means a new city, a new club, a new football firm. I will go with them to the stadiums, listen to their stories, train with them, and ask honest questions, and so you can understand what it really means to be a hooligan and an ultra. I'm not chasing hype, and I'm not here to fuck up with the fans. I want to show their real life, their principles, and how hooligans and ultras actually live all over the world, from Japan to South America.